Hey guys, Moonboots here. This is the tail tutorial on how to make a tail. The things you'll need are, you'll need your fur, needle and thread, or a sewing machine. You might need stuffing. If you don't have it, just go to thrift stores and rip up some stuffed animals, you know. First thing you want to do is draw the shape of your tail and try to go with me on this and ignore everything on there. So what I first did was I drew the base, which is going to be the thickest part of your fursuit tail, and I drew it all the way, and I wanted to have like a little curve here, so I just let it go there. This tail is going to be able to hook onto belts and be able to fit into the fursuit without being noticed, and I'll tell you how that's going to happen. Next thing you want to do is draw the pattern that you want on your tail. So I wanted it to be striped like that all the way around, and then you want to mark what colors, like green, yellow, red, which is what I did, so you don't lose track which way that your fur is going. It's important to put down all this information, because if you don't, you're going to lose track and it's just going to be one big puzzle piece, so you don't want that. So what I did was I labeled 1, 2, 3, 4 and all this stuff. So when I pull them apart, you know, I know which is which. Next thing you want to do is cut each part out, you know, and trace them onto your fur. Then cut out your fur and lay them down like this and see if you like what you're looking at. Another thing to keep track of, if you only want to do one half another day, you want to mark which side you did, because you're going to use the same template but just flip it over the next time so it's facing the opposite direction. So I'm going to do that and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, so once you have all of your pieces cut out, so that's what I did. Something to tell you, if you're working with black, use white because it shows up easier than black on black. What you want to do when you're drawing and cutting out, make sure that you put down what was already on there so you know which one's which, and leave some space, because when you sew them together, they're going to overlap. Like, they're going to go up like this and be sewn together like that, so they're both in the same spot and there's no ends. So now you want to, if you're doing both of the sides on the same day, I would do one side at a time, because then you'll just get those pieces mixed up with these pieces, and you don't want that to happen, even though they're pretty much the same. But when you're cutting outside, it doesn't really matter because it's not going to show. So I recommend doing one at a time. So I'm going to lay these out for you so you can see what they look like. So this is what my tail is going to look like. I advise you to pay really close attention to the way your fur is going on your tail. I messed up. It's going like backwards a little. So next thing you're going to do is get your sewing machine or sew by hand and sew these pieces together. Don't touch anything on the outside, but just sew these, and then do the exact same thing but the other side, and then sew those two together, and I'll show you what that is. Okay guys, this is what the tail looks like when it's all sewed up. When you have them together, it doesn't matter if they're perfectly in line. It's just stuff that's not going to show. All the wrinkles are going to vanish when you stuff it. But this is what the other side looks like, and I think it looks great so far. Honestly, this is cool. Yeah, so what you want to do next is make the other tail exactly the same tail except flipped, and then sew them together. An easy sewing technique I use the machine was put them together, pin them together, and then sew, and then trim it. But if you want to do it by hand, that's cool too, but it's more sturdy if you do it by sewing machine. if you ask, I have no idea what this right here is called. It's like silky. I don't know what it's called, but I know this is rabbit fur right here. And that kind of fur, I don't know. It's just really soft. I thought it was nice. And it's really short. So, yeah, I'll finish the tail and show you what that looks like. Okay, so I'm just shaking off all of the parts that I have little pieces sticking out. This is what it looks like. It's really good. I haven't turned it inside out yet, so here we go. Okay guys, so here's the tail. I stuffed it. I gutted this fish here. He didn't really need to live anymore. He smelled really bad. So I stuffed it up and I put a back on it. It's not packed in too tight because it has room to wag. And I just cut up an old purse that I had and I strapped these onto here so it can go around my belt. I hot glued them for now, but later in I'm going to go in and sew them on so it's like sturdy, because that's just not a very good job. Yeah, that's how you do the tail for a belt thing, and I hope this helped you out a lot. It was fun to make, and thank you. This is what the tail looks like while it's on. I don't know if you can see it, but it's on my booty. It shakes very well. The middle of the strap thing goes in between these two so it stays in the center. And that's pretty much what it'll look like. Thanks for watching.